Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Our Parliament, the program that gives you, the ordinary Ugandan, the opportunity to have your say on matters being discussed in Parliament. Today, the issue we are handling is the Biotechnology and Biosafety Bill, which is known as the GMO Bill. Let's go over to the audience.
I think this is an opportunity. I want to thank Honorable. He has cleared the doubts I've had before.
Honorable Kafero.
Honorable Kafero.
Okay.
By names, I'm Fred Kawoya from Action Aid. I've always wondered whether we have GMO in the farmer's field, and he has ably told me yes, because from their visit in Kenya, they were told that GM have passed into this country, and therefore could be, and I'm sure they are in the field, because some of that grain that came should or could have been planted. So the fears, I think, has arrested. So what I want to ask is, how are they going to deal with cleaning the unknown? Because they even don't know where it is. And in the bill that they are drafting is focused on promoting.
All right, thank you very much.
The second question, which is very brief, is on the amount of funding. I want to ask Dr. Chibgun to give us an indication in terms of value, how much has been injected in GMO production compared to the conventional research, and the justification that GMO is what we need to invest in compared to irrigation and other options that can over.
Okay, thank you very much, Fred. Let's take a second question.
My name is Dr. John Jagwe. I'm an agriculture economist with Farm Gain Africa. We work with farmers to help them market what they produce. My question is, or my observation to be precise, we have some work which is, let me put it, half-baked. We do not know a lot. So I want to zero it down to, do we need a bill? Do we not? If we need a bill, what are its merits? What are its trade-offs? I want to believe that all experts, all the fine heads here are nationalistic, and they should work in the interest of Uganda. So why can't they sit down and hammer out all these things? Because, and why should we be in a hurry? Is there something we put ourselves in danger with when we are slow? Okay? Because I think that there is a lot that still needs to happen, and a bill can cater for all the positives and negatives.
Okay, we're going to respond to those questions, but before you release that microphone, you say that you work with the farmers and making sure that they get markets for their produce. Have you found farmers who want GMOs?
No, they don't even know.
They don't even know what the GMOs are. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chagwe. All right, we're going to come to the panel very soon.
My name's Bridget Mugambe. I work with Siatini Uganda, and I would like to thank the panelists for the information they have shared with us, and also thank the Committee on Science and Technology for the time they gave to some members of the public to submit their comments on this bill. I have one comment and one question. My comment
Try and make it very brief.
Yes, my comment is in relation to what Dr. Chitgundu talked about, and he just glossed over it, the matoke and the fact that we will not be paying royalties to use the matoke, the modified matoke that will be done by Naro. And the comment I'd like to make is that is very worrying, because that means that if you're going to get matoke seeds or matoke cuttings and give them out free, that means this is going to spread all over the country. And of course, matoke for us is more than food. It is our culture. It defines us as Ugandans and a number of us. So we cannot risk what is going on, what is being done, played with our food, and then it is going to be given for free. So for me, that is a kind of new colonialism.
And what's your question?
And my question is to Honorable Boa about the report. I had the opportunity to read the report that the committee developed, and I see there are a number of comments, a number of suggestions for changes that should be made. And my question is that, considering the number of comments that you made on each part of the bill, don't you think that it's in order for us to get a new template, overhaul this bill, and completely design a new bill?
All right, thank you very much, Bridget.
And thank you, panelists, for the highlights and the great discussion. I have three brief questions.
Unfortunately, we can only take one for now.
Okay, the first one it's go to Mr. Obwa. Is like, what's the difference between homosexuality and genetic engineering if we are to respect the rule of the law, the nature of the law?
All right, I haven't understood your question, but I hope Honorable Bua has understood it. Many of the questions you've asked go to Dr. Chigundu. So, Dr. Chigundu, you've had the questions.
Yeah, thank you for your questions. I'm delighted to be able to answer you. The very first one is the issue of who is funding you to be part of you as the owner of, say, a plant variety. We are funded by government. We are public servants. And all the money we use in all the research we do is government money.
Is there no money that comes in from outside government to fund research?
Yeah, but government has brought that money.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that money is controlled by government. It's government who allows that money to come. So it's all government money. There is a little bit of a perception that when donors bring money to Uganda, they are giving it to an individual, Chigundu. No, they are giving it to the government of Uganda. NARO is positioned to do research for the small-scale farmer, for the resource-poor farmer, for the subsistence farmer. And we know the subsistence farmer does not have money to buy an irrigation pump, because he's staying up the hill. Okay? So we have realized that one of the fundamental technologies and options you can provide a farmer to sustain agriculture is improved varieties. Improved varieties for resistance to disease, improved varieties for resistance to drought, and so many other human development conditions such as nutrition can be delivered by varieties that offer those nutrition benefits. And sometimes irrigation or some of these other technologies that you hear being talked about cannot solve a problem such as banana wilt. The banana wilts, however much water you pour on it, it will die.
So in your opinion, what solves the problem?
However much chemicals or fertilizer you put on it, it will die.
So what solves the problem?
So what solves the problem is a combination of all these. And that's what NARO does. If you went around NARO's profile on the internet, please visit www.naro.go.ug. You will see that we have 19 research institutes spread around the country doing all kinds of different science to support agriculture development in Uganda.
Are improved seeds, improved varieties, the same as GMOs?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. GMO is just a new way, a new technology that helps us to breed better. That's all. And many people have complained about old varieties. They don't taste good. They are not what, yes, they yield, but we don't like the taste. This is a technology that will now allow us to provide the best variety for productivity, at the same time, the taste and preferences that the farmers and the communities are used to and prefer. Okay. That's the real passion that we have, and that's the real reason we've gone into this.
Dr. Olufos, would the farmers prefer that? Just a second, we're going to come back and you complete that. Yes.
First of all, I don't agree with what Dr. Chigundu is saying. I've been eating bananas for the last 13 years around my compound. These are land races. I don't know why that banana bacterial wilt disease does not attack me. I was taught by a professor of bacteriology and virology, and he could not hide what actually was trained to do. He could culture these pathogens in the lab. He goes to the field, that is visiting the farmers, he goes with them and spreads. The training he had got was that the future of his job rested in the sickness of the crops. So when I heard recently in December that there was a strange disease that had crossed into Uganda from Kenya, this is part of a long-term strategy to fool you and confuse you and create desperation that you need a solution. And when you are desperate, any solution works. Tissue culture produced for us clean banana plantlets, which you would be advised to take to a clean field, and where would this banana bacterial wilt come? Manage organic matter, manage fertilizers, manage water. We have the longest river in the world, the second largest freshwater lake in the world. Why would irrigation not be a solution?
Okay, you still had
my colleague is just describing issues very much on the surface. Bacterial wilt is spread by flies, bees, that are visiting flowers. They're also part of the nature, but they are causing devastation of bananas in Western Uganda.
When the scientists disagree, the rest of us now get very confused.
I'm explaining it to you.
Yes.
I'm explaining it to you very clearly, and I'm sure you understand. If the disease is moving with flies and bees visiting flowers, so it's possible that you plant tissue culture plants, they will grow. As soon as they produce flowers, the disease will come because you can't stop the bees.
Okay, let's come. Yes.
Resistance finally becomes the best strategy that NARO looks for. And when we have evaluated, and it's not just us, it's a whole community of scientists.
How much success have you made?
We have 10 varieties that are 100% resistant to bacterial wilt. These are GMO. They're sitting in the lab waiting for the law.